So, I have a speech, but I don't think I'm going to read it. I like to speak from the heart sometimes, especially on these issues. So, I was just going back in my mind 20 years. I said, wow, 20 years, I was 39 years old. I said, 20 years passed, and I remember that day like it was today. I remember what I was doing. I remember who I was talking to. It's the craziest thing. And then I watched this video, and I see a lot of people I know in the video. And I say, wow, look at all those transit workers there. And nobody really knows. You know, everybody talks, and I have no disrespect to any agency here. None agency, but they talk about all the other agencies, and they really never talk about transit workers. And that's why it's important that we've been doing this every year, because we want to make sure that people out there know what transit workers do. When there's an emergency out there, we're there. We're there in blackouts, snowstorms, outages, you name it. But this was a huge catastrophe, and look how many orange vests you see on that pile. And they didn't care about anything. They just wanted to know, how do you get to the pile? I have friends there. I want to make sure that they're out of there. The trains going underneath the tunnel with smoke. Anybody else would have tried to run out. But these train operators and the bus operators picked up passengers, picked up people along the way to make sure that they got to a safe haven. 20 years later, we're paying the price for what we did. And our people are getting sick. And some are dying. And still yet, we don't get the recognition we deserve. And no matter what, as long as I'm here and working for this union, I promise we're gonna keep doing this until we get the proper recognition. Anytime transit workers respond to something, people need to know. We just had an outage on Sunday, and you know what? The trains were out. And guess who evacuated people? Conductors and train operators and transit workers, to make sure they got to a safe place. We do a lot of things that people don't know what we do. We hook up generators when power goes out. If places get flooded, we have sump pumps. We cut steel. We do lots of things that people don't realize what we do. You know why? Because we just do it because we feel that that's what we need to do. It's in our DNA that we do these things. Again, we're paying a price. When you get a medal, it's nice to get a medal, but the medal means something. The medal means that something happened to you during that time that you responded. But I said the last time that I was going to donate a plaque. We were going to put up a plaque in the Union Hall for the people who passed away. Obviously, this COVID virus got in the way, but we're still going to do that because we still need to send a message to the young people, right? They need to know what happened that day and never forget it, and they need to know that their parents and their relatives responded and helped people who are alive today. So, again, you watch the video and you see trucks, you see generators, you see people, human beings with orange vests. Those are transit workers and bus operators. They put themselves on the line. And I know today, if it happened again, the same people in this room would do exactly the same thing, even though they know what the repercussions. And that time, we were told by Christine Whitman, who was the head of the EPA, that the air was okay. And now she said, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. And that was one of the reasons when the COVID virus came that we were fighting for masks, because we don't believe anybody anymore. We don't believe government anymore. We're gonna protect ourselves. And we're gonna do right by this city all the time. So, so anyhow, it's, again, this is the 20th year anniversary, and we're gonna honor our people, and we're gonna continue to do this every year, and hopefully by next year, we're gonna have this plaque, and we're gonna implant it in the wall, and it'll live here forever, and it'll show people forever the sacrifices that transit workers have made. Thank you.